Uh, the only thing Garland did not say was, let me be real clear here, which when Obama utters, you knew he was lying. Yeah. Another one is, make no mistake. Make no mistake. I'm about to tell you a big bleeping whopper of a lie. And that's my giveaway. Make no mistake. Let it be clear. All right. Grace is here with Grace's news.
You know what another one is, Howie?
What?
I heard, I don't know which Biden administration person it was the other day, but someone said, frankly, let me be frank. I thought, you got to say it twice. Once is bad, but twice is like, ooh, this person's really lying to us.
That's just the version of the Billy Bulger at the 2003 congressional hearings. To the best of my recollection, right. I do not recall.
Exactly. Howie, I wanted to ask you if you heard about this story involving Coca-Cola.
I did. About this?
I have a feeling you'll have some strong opinions on this. Coca-Cola has used a training video by anti-racist activist Robin DiAngelo that tells employees to try to be less white. According
How much
to
do you figure this Robin DiAngelo made last year?
With the book White Fragility?
In his or her. Is it a him or a her?
I believe it's a her.
A her, okay. I'm going to guess at least seven figures. I'm going to guess way over seven figures.
What does being less white mean? Does that mean I have to stop wearing socks with my sandals?
Taylor, I'm so glad you asked. Thank you, sir, for that segue. Be less oppressive. That's one. I'm just going to rattle these off. You guys feel free to chime in when you feel so
Be less
inclined.
oppressive. Okay.
Be less arrogant.
Arrogant.
Are you writing this down?
Yeah. Is
you mean as opposed to is LeBron James not arrogant?
Be less certain. Huh?
Certain. See, Grace, here's the problem with me. You know, a few years ago, a book came out, and the book was entitled "How the Irish Became White." I never read the book or anything like that, but I've always remembered the title because I've always assumed that I'm not going to say I was ever white. I've never become white. I'm Irish. Okay. So this guy was a big lib who wrote this book, How the Irish Became White. So as you know, Grace, I'm 53% Irish. You're even less white than I am.
Yes. Well, yes and no. I mean, physically, you also have white hair. So I know you say it's blonde, but some might get confused and say it's white.
Yeah, but that's an age thing.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, Howie, I got to continue on this list because I don't want you to miss any
Uncle Ben had white hair, you know.
Be less defensive.
Be less defensive? That means be more offensive?
How dare you?
Be less arrogant.
Sounds like an instruction manual on how to be a submissive beta male.
Well, it's weird. They put be less arrogant in there twice.
That sounds very arrogant.
Be more humble.
So is Robin DiAngelo's book like this? She repeats stuff just to pad it out a little bit?
If you want, Howie, I can send it down to you.
Does she have blank pages? And how are you improving yourself? Please fill out the pages.
What I loved about reading the story, Grace, is that Coca-Cola is now claiming this is not their project, even though the Coca-Cola logo is on this PowerPoint presentation or whatever the hell it is on the internet, right?
Well, the part of it that
I guess Coca-Cola should sue Robin DiAngelo for putting their logo on something they have nothing to do with.
I just find it amazing, Howie, because and you would know this better than I would. You're a boss, you're an employer of people in a business, but to spend time on this, talking about this stuff, and to spend money on PowerPoints and presentations and courses and guidelines for people, wouldn't at some point you just go, okay, why doesn't everyone get back to work? Like, why doesn't someone come up with an idea for
because they're afraid they're going to be canceled. They're afraid someone's going to come and try to shake them down for bigger money than they figure they're getting off cheap with paying Robin DiAngelo, $500,000 or whatever they paid her to do this rather than, being shaken down for really big bucks.
I guess. I mean, I don't think Coke's ever going to be canceled. You'd have to rip it out of my.
But you know,
dead,
the thing
cold
is, it's not
hands.
like you can. If you like that stuff, it's not like you can switch over to Pepsi, because Pepsi
No.
has this woman who said that she liked to give the middle finger to the United States. Remember her? She was born in India. That's when I stopped drinking Pepsi. Not that I drink either of those very much, but
Speak for yourself.
I thought
I
you had
enjoy
given
it.
it up. I thought you'd
No, I
given
gave
it up.
up. I gave up Diet Coke, Howie. I did not
Oh.
give up regular. It's kind of like how I gave up desserts for Lent, but at night, not during the day. We have to make these dispensations for
Well,
ourselves.
I think from the Washingtonian magazine, though, we know that one thing: Donald Trump, not being a Catholic, so he doesn't have to give up anything. But if he were a Catholic, he would not be giving up Diet Coke. I think that's a pretty clear message from that story in Washingtonian magazine.
From the button on his desk. I have to say this, Howie, because I talked about this the Diet Coke thing briefly, but I do have to say, when I was in the throes of my Diet Coke addiction, and wow, it's hard for me to even talk about because it's such a wild time.
Do you
But
do you still go to the meetings?
I
The
have
12-step
to.
programs?
It's a lifestyle.
How
But-
many days or years have you been in recovery?
I think 3 years. I've gone without Diet Coke, but this is what I want to say, Howie.
You are so brave.
Thank you.
You are so brave.
I know I am. But I have to say this: if you had told me back in the day when I loved Diet Coke that much that I could have a button on my desk and a butler would bring me an ice cold Diet Coke, oh my God, I would have been double fisting the DC at that point. But that's beside. Okay, I'm getting distracted here. I have.
Do you
to
ever
let
hear the Sam
everybody know-
Kinison cut about the Sam Kinison routine about JFK with Marilyn Monroe?
No,
About how great it is to be president? It's kind of
You know who
X-rated.
Sam Kinison is.
no.
It's pretty funny stuff, Grace. Even for a younger female, it would be pretty humorous.
Watch Back to School.
Did JFK like Diet Coke?
No, he liked Marilyn Monroe though. Yeah, and he's talking about how great it is to be president, for JFK to be with Marilyn Monroe in the Oval Office, and and trying to start a nuclear war with Russia over the Cuban situation.
Very good, very good.
pretty
Guys,
funny.
get simple recipes and fresh pre-portioned ingredients delivered to your door, contact-free with HelloFresh. That's so important nowadays. They give you such a hard time at the store. You want it just delivered right to your door, nothing to worry about. For a limited time, go to HelloFresh.com and use code Howie10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping from America's #1 meal kit. That's code Howie10 for 10 free meals at HelloFresh.com. That's a really good deal.
617 points out Deval Patrick was an attorney at Coca-Cola back in the day. What else would you expect from them? That's a very good point.
Yeah,
He was a
can
bit there
on his
very
head?
briefly, was he not? And he left with a large settlement and a big non-disclosure agreement. Same thing at Texaco.
Howie, when I was younger and I used to listen to your show, you used to talk about a Coca-Cola can hitting him in the head.
That's right. He was a victim.
Yeah.
An empty aluminum Coca-Cola. They said, Deval, have you ever been the victim of a senseless street crime? And that was the best thing he could come up with.
Hey, I mean, if it hits you at the right angle. Hey, Howie, before I go, I want to talk a little bit about this story from NBC News. Do you see they're getting some heat? They were criticizing Governor DeSantis's coronavirus vaccine plan. And this is why they were criticizing it, because he was prioritizing seniors and Holocaust survivors. These people hate Trump so much. It's kind of overflowed into Ron DeSantis.
What
And
about
I ha-
SNL? What about SNL with their news update? And they were talking about how the only half of the population of Israel was going to get the vaccine. And the guy said, I'll bet I know which half is getting the number one. He had the numbers wrong, but he meant, the Jews are going to give themselves.
Yeah, he said the Jewish half.
Yeah. I mean, it was just,
Yeah.
so they had a really, they had a really anti-Semitic weekend, didn't they? NBC has the Anti-Defamation League issued a statement?
Well, Howie,
Are my
it's
crickets
funny-
around, Taylor? There's the statement from the Anti-Defamation League.
It's funny
Thanks.
you should mention this, because I'm actually going on with Sean Spicer tonight, and that is one of the topics we're going to be talking about. And I think I'm going to ask them, the theory: if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it, does it really make a sound? If SNL is saying anti-Semitic stuff and no one's watching it, does it really make the news? But what I want to talk about, how here,
Just ask, I think, Grace, if I may interrupt briefly,
Yeah,
just
go ahead.
ask, say, where's the Anti-Defamation League on this?
say what, Howie?
Where is the Anti-Defamation League on this?
Oh, right, exactly. Howie, I do want to tell you this really quick. The piece, the headline was Florida governor accused of playing politics with COVID vaccine. This is how absurd this hit piece was. It was by NBC News senior writer Corky Samasco. He wrote, DeSantis coronavirus vaccine distribution plan has been marked by chaos, and critics say he's been quick to recognize the political gold in those precious doses.
Marked by chaos?
Because the Republican
As opposed
governor,
to what? As opposed to Massachusetts, for instance? Did you see Charlie Parker's twin, the slob governor of Maryland today? He unveiled his new vaccination website. You know what happened like a minute after he unveiled it, Grace?
An octopus appeared.
Yeah, exactly. It crashed. It crashed and burned. It just they're like Abbott and Costello, Charlie Parker and Larry Slob Hogan.
Wait, Howie, I have to tell you one more thing, though. This is what's amazing about it. So DeSantis is getting senior citizens and Holocaust survivors vaccinated. And this is what the piece wrote. When Holocaust survivors and Cuban survivors of the Bay of Pigs debacle, revered members of two other key Florida voting blocs got their first shots, DeSantis made sure he was there for the news conference. Can you imagine if these people found out about Cuomo? They would be... They would really have a story in their hands. Hey, Howie, by the way, everyone should go to the 110 Grill in Plymouth and sign up to win a free dinner with Grace. Here's why. First of all, it's going to be fun. You can get whatever you want. It's on me. It's really on the 110 Grill. But it's going to be delicious. The food is so good. And the drinks are awesome. The dessert is great. We're going to get it all. But also, if you go to the 110 Grill in Plymouth and you ask to enter the contest, you get a free Plug Uglies just when you ask. So you don't have to, you don't have to win anything to get this free book. It's a great book. It's got a ton of pictures in it, and you get it just from entering the contest. So get to the 110 Grill in Plymouth. We're picking the winners. The dinner is this Friday, so there's only a few days left. So if you're by there and you've been putting it off, go today. 110 Grill in Plymouth. Say, I want to enter to win a dinner with Grace, and get yourself a free book, if nothing else.
All right. Thank you, Grace.
Thank you, Howie.
Men, if you're tired of waking up in the middle of the night over and over again to use the bathroom, then you need Flowzite. Flowzite is an all-natural prostate health capsule that will decrease your bathroom trips. All those bathroom trips are not good for your health. We all need a certain number of uninterrupted hours of sleep each night to stay healthy. By taking Flowzite, you will get more sleep, and a better night's sleep is beneficial to your health. Flowzite has helped me, and it can help you too. Order now at flowzite.com. That's FLOZYTE.com. FLOZYTE.com. When you put in code word Howie, you will save $10 and receive free shipping. Stop all the bathroom trips tonight. I'm Howie Carr.
You're tuned into the Howie Carr Radio Network.
6 Hours hiring CNC machine operators, maintenance techs, quality inspectors, and more. Come to their drive-through job fair on February 27th, 9 a.m. to noon in Exeter, New Hampshire for on-the-spot interviews right from your vehicle. Learn more at 6hourcareers.com.
I know